My name is Jack, and I am an urban explorer. My work has taken me to remote places, and I've photographed everything from ghost towns to abandoned buildings, but I never imagined what I was about to experience in a small village in northern England. It all started when I received a message from an old friend, Alex, who works as a tour guide in a rural area famous for its myths and legends. He invited me to spend a few days capturing the charm of the region. After weeks of non-stop projects, I accepted his offer to unwind a little. I turned off my phone and got on a night bus that took me to his village, nestled between mountains and covered in a dense fog. The journey was long and exhausting. I arrived at dawn, and Alex greeted me with a smile, but he seemed more nervous than usual. After a brief chat, he took me to see the village Marsh, a place that, according to him, had stories few dared to tell. The lagoon was dark, with waters that seemed to move on their own. Alex mentioned that many had disappeared there, but I thought he was just trying to scare me. When we arrived, I was surprised to see no one else around. Only the echo of our voices and the wind whispering through the trees. While Alex went off to fetch some drinks, I approached the water and began taking photos. Suddenly, through the lens, I saw a figure standing on the opposite shore. It was a woman, dressed in an old black gown, her pale skin and long, dark hair almost blending with the mist. Without thinking, I focused my camera on her, but I couldn't capture her face, as it was covered by a lace veil that moved with the wind. When I lowered the camera to look directly at her, she was gone. I froze, but tried to convince myself it was just a shadow, a play of light in the fog. I decided to continue exploring and moved closer to the water. Alex reappeared shortly after, and seeing me so close to the edge, he warned me not to go in. The marsh is treacherous, Jack. No one really knows how deep it is, and sometimes there are strange currents, he said. However, the calm water and the strange warmth it emanated invited me to enter. Ignoring his warning, I left my things behind and dived in. At first, everything was fine. The water was warm, even comforting, but when I reached the center, I noticed something unusual. A cold current began to envelop me, and without warning, I felt a pull on my legs. I tried to swim back, but something was dragging me down, a force I couldn't see. I fought with all my strength, and in a desperate attempt, managed to surface for a second, just enough to see Alex shouting from the shore. He tried to swim towards me, but I was pulled down again. This time, my feet felt something cold and slippery. They were hands, bony and cold as marble. Through the murky water, I saw the figure of the woman in the black dress, pulling me with inhuman strength. Her veil lifted for a moment, and I saw her eyes, two dark, empty voids that seemed to absorb all the light. Everything went black. When I woke up, I was in the village hospital. Alex, pale and trembling, told me he managed to pull me out just before I was completely submerged. The doctors said I was lucky to be alive, but my friend had another theory. He confessed that for generations, it's been said that the marsh is home to a lady who takes imprudent men. They say she's the spirit of a betrayed woman who drowned here, and every so often, she comes out looking for company, he explained. Days later, reviewing the photos on my camera, I found one I never took. It was the figure of the woman, much closer than I remembered, with the veil lifted and her eyes fixed on me. Since then, every time I close my eyes, I see her face and feel the cold of her hands pulling me, as if she wasn't done with me yet.